So how?
And you heard that the other day.
Yeah, I did.
And
I
that
did.
was a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was because the stone kind of was twinkling to me, and I went, "Ooh, nice and bright and shiny."
Yeah.
And I took it, and then I went, "No, I can't take it." And then I put it back exactly where it came from, and I felt really good about that. And so that was a big surprise. So how can we learn more about that? How can we enrich that and how can I teach that now in Australia?
That the island,
Speaks.
well, this is the island of Moku Keawe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Moku Keawe has been known. It was like the first island sighted by the ancient voyagers, etc. And to make it, to just get to the heart of it all, okay, we've always believed that nature, nature is the all of everything, you know. I mean, the flowers, the plants, I mean, they're vibrant, you know, and they teach us something. As a matter of fact, there are people that actually listen to the trees, you know, or they can tell how a plant looks, you know, and that's everywhere in the world. I believe that's everywhere in the world, you know.
Yeah.
And then there are some of us that actually hear the pohakus, you know. In other words, the pohakus are the stones, yeah? And they are what we call the record keepers,
Yeah.
you know, because they're here every day throughout whatever weather it is, throughout whether a volcano eruption is happening, you know, or what. They're always, always in place, you know.
Right.
So when the visiting party of all of you that came to visit the islands and everything, as each one is explaining about their culture, this is when I received the message because I'm a Kumu Mehealani o Ngā Kupuna. A Kumu Mehealani o Ngā Kupuna is one who is a teacher, a source, and messenger
Right.
for the ancestors, you know. Now, teacher and source is also from time. I mean, it's not an everyday thing that I, you know, and my attention is given to the pohakus. But when it is, there's no doubt in my mind that these pohakus talk their story. Okay? None. Because nature is such that there are, like I said, some people that hear something in the winds, yeah? The breeze carries a song, maybe, you know? Or the plants say, hi,
Yeah.
how are you? You know, the trees. No one disputes that. You know what I mean? Well, guess what? Even the solitary rock has its timing too, you know. Just like when I had to go with a couple of other kumus and we went to the Marquesas Islands, and it was to follow the footprints back in time. So that was our mission, you know. And so there too, to help the people there to feel their culture, you know, understand it and all of that. And then coming back here, of course, the other day of that gathering where Moku Keawe decided to speak.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's what happened because here everyone was giving their story of where they're from and all of that, and their greetings to this island and everything. And it came to me that I have a message. And I was quite shocked with that.
Yeah.
I really was. Because I have never heard, I mean, the island, you know, itself to speak.
Yeah.
Never, you know. Never even ever heard that an island speaks, you know.
Yeah.
And so here we go with the message that the island had for us. And that message had to do with welcoming everyone and bringing forth some love, you know, that the island felt. Hey, here's a gathering and here's my chance.
Yeah.
That's how I felt like. It just kind of, it wasn't on the agenda. Let's put it that way. Yeah. But where we were all at, we're on this island, you know, it was like the island felt it important to send its voice out. Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, so that's what happened.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So,
In all your travels, then, have you had an island? That's what I'm saying. An island that's
no, I've never had I never had anything speaking to me in that form. You know, not in a stone form. No, I was a bit surprised.
Well,
because
you know,
I was just sitting there, and it was like, psst, psst.
well, you know about communication. We call it mental telepathy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's communication.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, with us, the verbal, the olelo as we call it, the speaking with words. You know, that is actually the fourth. I once said it was the fourth, but no, I got corrected. It's the fifth.
Ah, okay.
It's the fifth element of communication.
Okay.
Yeah. The first, as with most cultures, they recognize the first as the verbal.
Verbal.
Okay. Well, for us, Kanaka Maoris, we understand that the first is the mental telepathy.
Okay.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Of course it does. Because, look, if you have a pet, for instance, you know, the pet already is so energized into you that it understands you.
Yeah.
And even if you're speaking English, the pet doesn't go with
No.
that, you know. But, you know, it understands you. There is communication, okay?
Absolutely.
Well, in this modern world, sometimes we forget that has been and always will be a form of communication. Whether we are really conscious of it or not, it is a form of communication. Because look what you did with the little stone. Oh, what a sparkly little stone.
Yeah, what a sparkly little stone.
Yeah, I mean, that's a form of communication. Yeah. So mental telepathy is the first form for us too. You know, we acknowledge it. In other words, we're conscious of it. You know.
I'm conscious of it with animals, and I'm conscious of it with other people. You know, when you know this is going about a stone. You know, like.
Well, they just evolved you, my dear.
Yeah, that's right.
They involved you in their experience, and then they evolved you with that experience.
Yeah, no, it was really, that was something else, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the kind of teachings that I do, and the principles regarding the naturalness that we live in, you know, and to consciously bring that back into our consciousness.
I have to go home now, listen to stones. Hello.
You know, yeah, you may get quite a lot of
I'm